looks like their interior is very bearish itself, so I get it. Flows really well. It's the stock is on autopilot.
It's got some top of the line self-driving, drives you right into a lake.
It drives you right back to depositing more to invest for less.
Byron, what is that you posted?
That's the golf
2.0
Guru was talking about.
It is?
Yeah, that came out
That's
of
a
the
legit production.
yeah, and there was, it wasn't, they weren't all like that. I mean, this one, you could have one that had totally different colors. It looked like, something that is completely out of the ordinary. Not saying it's nice, but
completely.
It probably
Country
has
is
more sales
completely
than
out of that.
Lucid will have in the first year of production. Anyways, so.
Oh,
Really?
man.
I mean, to me, it looks like that car should have been in like Cool Runnings or something like that.
This car, if it was still made and produced, it would be very popular in probably Colorado or California
Probably.
with all like the hippies.
Which-
Wherever mushrooms are legal.
What car are you driving? What color? I don't know, bro. It's yellow, blue.
It's every color.
It says taste the rainbow, dude.
Oh, boy.
You guys
car
didn't notice,
identifies
but
as a Rubik's Cube.
if you guys didn't notice, but what Byron was talking about, rainbow, that's exactly the license plate.
Oh, I noticed it's an Ohio license plate too. Oh, shocker.
That makes
I've
sense.
got family in Ohio. They're interesting people.
Ohio. So
they're
we've gone from Lucid bashing to Ohio now?
Uh-oh.
And now
no,
it's
I love
just
it.
KLQ bashing, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm allowed to say it because I got Ohio blood. That's where all my parents met at Ohio State. I'm a diehard Buckeyes fan. But at the same time, when I go up there and visit my cousins, and they're like, "Hey, this is what we do for fun," and we go like down some random dirt road, and they push one of those big round hay bales into the road and light that shit on fire. I'm like, "This is what you guys do for fun, huh?"
Oh, well, I'm from Youngstown. That's Mob City. So we do different things.
Oh, sure, yeah. This is newcomers town where they have 3 stoplights.
Yeah. I'm from the place where everybody's buried under the freeway. So it's different.
Oh, okay.
All right. So, can you smell them, or is that gone from?
I think that's gone.
They're buried deep.
Looks
they're
like
very deep.
Volkswagen's bringing it back in some
Oh, damn.
European markets.
Yeah, I see that.
Oh. Why not?
Major Bake Hawk. You got a Time Hawk imposter. Major Bake Hawk.
If you guys go to the Volkswagen website, you can see that you can order your Golf R or GTI, or I believe you can have more in any color. Basically, I think they have a choice of about 60 colors. It's just amazing. I'm just wondering if they're not just having leftovers paint that they're just trying to get rid of. I have this, half a gun full here. I can spray a hood. Okay, here's a hood. Here's a fender.
Repurposing.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, you know what? That's actually probably really expensive to paint.
Paint. Have you guys ever priced painting a car? It is super expensive.
Yeah, but all of these are not painted by hand. These are part painted. just so you know.
Well, no, especially like doing it like that, because they have to like conceal one part when they paint the other part, right? So it's probably it's probably more expensive. It's going to be a more complicated process unless they paint the panels individually and just assemble it.
Right, before they assemble it, yeah.
This is all painted. If you look at this one, the A pillar, which is where the the windshield is, and the rocker panel just under the door. It's all red. If you look at this one, so basically this car is a red car, and they put a door, different color, and a hood and a fender and a bumper. So basically it's a red car. The roof is red, the rear is red because it's unibody. So that unibody is all painted. If you open the doors, I'm sure inside the door panels, and not the door panels, but door sills, the B pillar, which is the pillar in the center in between the front and the rear seats, that will be all red. So basically they shoot the whole thing before they put the interior in, so it's going to be all red, and then they add the panels and the doors afterwards. So it's not painted all at once. It's basically built as a red car, and then they add parts after that. That's what I think it is. And if you look at the other one, yeah, it's the same thing. The rocker panel is red.
There you go, Guru.
The
There's your Golf R.
Hold on. Oh, that works.
I'd totally rock it.
Yeah.
Where did I park my car? Just look for the ugly one.
Oh,
There's no Lucids found in them.
Is that a car or is it a Rubik's Cube? That's what
you had to wrap it up with that.
It does look like a Rubik's Cube, right? Doesn't it?
It was built as a car, but it identifies as a Rubik's Cube.
Can you imagine a police pulling this car over? What color is the car?
Blurple.
Quickly. Go ahead. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I would say red on this one. But hey, what do I know?
It's color specific. Identify as multiple colors.
It's poly.
What I want to know what Juice is sharing. What's this guy?
This is Juice in real life, actually. No, I don't know.
What? No, that's the guy from Twilight or something.
I'm just curious.
That's his redneck brother.
I'm curious if that peanut butter on the counter is crunchy or creamy. Looks crunchy with the red labels.
Yeah.
Juice, can you confirm? He's probably not chat.
So I'm not responding to you guys.
Oh, he is. Juice, just join the chat.
Get on the stage, man.
Oh, come on, Juice.
No, I'm scared.
Did he say I'm scared?
I'm scared too.
Yeah.
Nice.
He's scared? I mean,
grow some hair on your chest there, Juice.
Get yourself some crunchy peanut butter. Like a real man.
Is 00 still up here?
Yes, he is.
00, what are you talking about after hours today?
Nothing much yet. We're just gonna look at the markets, see what possibility and probability of things are looking like.
That's why I'm very curious what you're going to go with today.
There's a high probability that the market will move. For once, I would not say left to right. It will probably end up right where it started, but we'll make a $20 round trip to get there.
Will you be talking about Lucid on your podcast there? Oh, he's already gone. Nope, he's still there. Gosh, when will these jokes for Lucid ever end? Never.
It will end when we hit high double digits or triple digits in a couple years.
with a reverse split?
We get news that they're merging with Tesla and it's like $1,000 stock instantly.
All right, boys. You just remember this conversation. Note this down.
Lucid's going to go into a partnership with Nikola.
Cool.
Wow.
Which I'm pretty sure they just like called it quits, didn't they?
Hey, we're
Nikola, not Lucid.
Lucid's only $20 away from IPO stages.
Oh my God. I got to go. I'm out, boys. See ya.
But however, I will say before earnings, didn't they like double last time?
I believe I sent you a chat, Byron. They went up 53% the
That's only
day
50%.
before earnings last time.
It's not
53.
enough. I'm looking for a percent.
Weren't they the Motor Trend car of the year as well?
They were.
And
Because
that
it was
came
full
out
of air.
came out just like the day or the same week of his earnings. It was convenient, but yeah, I'm just questioning if they're going to be the same. They will hit the same kind of numbers again. How many cars have they put on the
Can't
road
find
since
it.
then?
I even subscribe to the website so that I can see news rather quickly. And they have not put anything out. I have not seen a thing about how many cars they're going to come out and say they delivered.
Have they any out?
They have. Oh, yeah.
They
Yeah.
have put cars out before.
The seats, Guru. You've seen the seats.
Yeah, they talked about possibly delivering a lot in the coming quarter and things like that. But who knows?
They're really keeping the numbers close to the vest. So we'll see.
Because it's all in the air.
Lucid's a fake company. Those cars are photoshopped.
What's next? They're going to come out with a minivan and call it the Wave? Like, we have sand, earth.
Okay.
Or sure beats sexy with Elon and his 4 cars, doesn't it?
Yeah, but what happened with the truck, though?
What truck?
Cybertruck?
There is. I think he said that truck's not happening this year, he said.
Not this year, no.
Not this year.
Well, and they've stopped putting in steering components. I mean, how genius is that move? I mean, like, oh, we're short on chips. We could probably take them from, like, the crazy, LED display or any of these other things, but people want a nice shiny screen. They don't really need to steer.
So what do you steer with, like a leash or something? Or
I mean, only if I'm with my ex-wife.
It's like a Prius. You have to stick your arm out the window to turn.
Oh, okay. Well, that's how it goes. That's how it goes.
Yeah, you seen those people as they cruise down the highway, they stick the one hand out and they're kind of like, air surfing the wind as it goes by. Well, you just do that with a Tesla.
Okay.
Stick your hand out the passenger window to turn right, stick it out the driver window to turn left. It's easy.
All right. Let's watch the.
Did you just run out of air?
I just looked up at CNBC.
So what was that, Guru? What are we watching?
Well, there's the Olympics are still on over the weekend. We still have coming up. I don't know if you guys are a fan, but I think it's a wonderful display of skills. Some of them, I really like the idea. Yesterday, somebody mentioned how there could be a difference between one medal to another. He was referring to the fact that, let's say a figure skating girl obviously has been skating since she was 2 or 3 and dedicated pretty much all her life doing so, as opposed to other where basically it's weekend training and they don't probably require the same dedication. So it was the first time that I heard an athlete actually saying that some medals probably are worth more than other medals, depending on the event that you're in. But nonetheless, I mean, they're the best in the world in what they do. I thought yesterday was the combined skiing. Basically, you have a downhill and a slalom on the same event, and you combine both times, and that makes you the winner. I thought that with nowadays people concentrate on being the best at something very you will be the best at downhill or super G, or you will be the best technician in the slalom, which is completely different. The technique is different, the approach is different, skis are different, everything is different. And I thought it was a fantastic display of skills yesterday. The Canadian finished third. He was fourth in the men's downhill in general, and he finished third on the combine. I thought, to me, that shows clear skills about how, I'm a big skier, so when I watch skiers, I'm always amazed how these guys can stay up on really concrete-like conditions, because the slopes is designed to have a maximum of humidity in it, but not being ice, which is almost like it. But anyways, that was a fantastic display of skills. But we have more events coming up. It can be short track speed skating. We have the ice hockey. The women are providing a very good display of skills as well. It's nice if you don't know ice hockey. I think the women are displaying. They're just. Chances are you'll hit a game that you will see, just like yesterday, Canadians won 11-0. So if you want to see a high score, maybe basketball score kind of game, it's a good place to start. Other than that, obviously,
the women fight as much as the men.
It depends on the meow mix that they get before the game. Yeah.
Well, class.
So, other than that, you guys are going to be watching the Super Bowl?
Yeah,
I'm
I'll be
going to
watching
eat whatever's on people's plates. I'm all about the food.
Oh, okay.
The day I don't count calories,
I like these stuffed jalapenos.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, those are good.
Yeah.
Is anyone playing SNDL? It's definitely pumping some after hours. It's getting some higher highs, if you get my drift. Up to 12 cents, 21% right now. It's pretty crazy.
Damn.
Yeah, they were like on the precipice of being delisted, weren't they? Or they probably still are.
Delisted because they've been too long under one?
Yeah, I think they're not meeting that requirement, so they're getting ready to be delisted.
Right.
Oh, yeah, Omar just chimed in on that. Sell covered calls. They got 180-day extension to get above $1. So good luck to all the SNDL players.
Push.
But yeah, I'll be doing
the silent pumps.
I'll be doing early Valentine's Day this weekend because my girlfriend will be out of town for actual Valentine's Day, so we're doing that stuff Saturday, and then Sunday.
Didn't she tell you? Didn't she tell you she's coming to visit me on the 14th?
Don't you guys have a scheduled Costco date?
She won't make it back.
Guru, is that why your Costco bill's so high? She's always coming over.
That's it.
Yeah. If she makes it there, she probably won't come back in one piece. I mean, my ex-wife would probably, unbury herself from your backyard and find her and kill her.
Yeah, I guess so.
Wouldn't it be crazy if she was somehow like a member in this chat and was listening to everything I've said about her? She's got an alt account. It's actually Juice.
There you go. I knew it.
Juice's real identity.
Makes sense.
Emotional damage. I see Red Black's enjoying this podcast. The only thing he can probably contribute to.
Oh, Red Black.
Shots
I haven't heard
fired.
that name in a while.
I apologize. I love you, Red Black.
Well, gentlemen, I think probably I'm gonna wrap it up. We're gonna call it a day on my end.
That's a very good news.
Yeah.
Folks, we wish you a great weekend. Obviously, we got some news that hit today that just added oil to the fire, making it bearish on many tickers. It doesn't mean that we are in a very bad position. It just means, and it reminds us to be extremely careful with whatever we play. We're into volatile. If you look at the SPY chart on the daily, it clearly shows like it goes from 420 to 450 and it comes back down, and it's all over the place. It looks like a penny stock on the daily, but nonetheless, the idea is to get prepared for that, and maybe to play small, smarter, share a lot, because I believe that the more we share together, the more we are at making a proper decision on the plays we take. So
would it be safer to start trading Canadian tickers instead of American tickers?
Well, if you start doing that, just let me in on it, because I have no idea what tickers to play other than shop.
So, I remember, I forget, I'm trying to think of which one it was. I remember talking to you about there was a company that was about to produce some electric boats.
VMAR.
Yeah, and you're like, that's just around the corner from me.
Yeah, it is. And what is it at? I was looking at it when it was 17, I believe so, when you mentioned it, 15 or 17. What is it at now?
$5.
Yeah,
$5.30.
Oh, there you go. Okay. So good thing we didn't go all in on that one. Yeah, so JTW, Byron, thank you for stepping in. And all of you folks, I'm extremely happy to have you with us. I guess we'll see you on Tuesday morning, 007. If you can join us again, that'll be great. Byron, have a great weekend, JTW.
Yeah, you too.
Have a fantastic Valentine's Day weekend. Well,
yeah, you guys too. Pre-Valentine's.
Yeah. Take care, fellas.
Every day is Valentine's Day. Have a good one, guys.
Have a great weekend, everybody. Thanks, guys.
All right. Take care, guys. All right. Gonna move over to the Twitch side. Am I still in this? Am I still on the podcast? Nope. All right. Easy day today, huh, guys? Oh, what was that? What was that ticker again, Nasty Nate? Just trying to see what's really beat up this week. See if we find any opportunities in here or not. Oh, let's take a look at this YouTube clip. Let's see what we got.
We live in an age where bigger isn't always better. Computers that used to occupy
Jennifer Love
warehouses now fit in the palm of your hand.
What a beauty. That's it? Bro. What? It's over. It's over, bro. It's over. Everybody's like, I'm selling my shares right now. Oh shit. Oh man. Yo, there better be more than that. I want to see something good, man. Shoot. SBSW. Let's take a look. Cloric actually looks pretty interesting. Very, very oversold on the weekly chart. It's extremely cheap compared to like 2020 prices. But I mean, the company is still a little bit pricey. But consumer staple sector, man. Consumer staple sector. Yo, this company's up 10% today. Stillwater. Oh yeah, you told me African mining company. Oh, so I talked a little bit about this on the podcast, right? And asked Nate. I think today we're seeing a lot of run across the whole mining sector. We're probably seeing a lot of pump on the stock twit side as well. So I think naturally you're gonna see a lot of gold miners and things like that run out of nowhere. Even gold as a commodity ran a lot today. Like gold futures up 1.5%, and that's actually something that's very rare. It almost never does this. But I think that's just because people, were scared. They wanted to hedge their portfolio, and it's one of those things that people buy a lot. But usually when gold makes a big move like that, it usually doesn't move much afterwards. So kind of what happened today. Huge move upside, probably expected to kind of be flat. I think that's going to be very similar across the board for a lot of tickers. Even GOLD, huge move to the upside today. But a lot of times these moves gets eaten up, so just be very, very careful. Yeah, it was because of Russia. Because today, let's see if I can find it. So today, they tweeted out that that the U.S. believe Putin has decided to invade Ukraine and communicated those plans to the Russian military. Apparently, 3 officials told this guy Nick that, and 2 admin officials say they expect the invasion to begin next week, echoing what the Secretary of State Blinken has said. So pretty much, they're saying that apparently defense officials anticipated a horrific, bloody campaign that begins with 2 days of bombardment and electronic warfare, followed by an invasion with the possible goal of regime change. The North Atlantic Council was briefed on this new intel today. So the NSA briefing in the White House says, "We are not saying that a final decision has been taken." He added that the U.S. cannot pinpoint the day. There is a credible prospect that a Russian military action would take place even before the end of Olympic. So, and then I was joking. I was like, is this the Black Swan event we needed for the market to crash? Inflation is at all-time highs, right? Oil is at all-time highs. Supply chain at all-time stupid. World War V over. GG. That's it. That's it for the market. Dunzo. It's over. This the end. This the end. I don't know. Just messing around, man. This is some funny stuff. Russia invades Georgia during the Olympic Games in 2008. 2014, Russia invaded Ukraine during the Olympic Games. So apparently Russia loved to invade during the Olympics, huh? And then you have this kid's like, I'm in danger. Every Olympic game. Some people were like, isn't this the 3rd or 4th time the invasion has been starting next week? It will be a flashpoint for sure. Be very interesting. U.S. spending. U.S. spends so much money, we spent more than half the world in military might. Let's go, man. Yeah, invasion headlines are affecting gold. That's why we're seeing the move, because um a lot of things move in general. Um, like especially gold, it moves in general due to fear. Same thing with bonds. We saw some movement in bonds today as well to the upside. Is it a bad thing though if they invade Ukraine? Does anybody have more thoughts on that? It'll worsen energy price. I mean, I can see it being bad for supply chain issues. I feel like in the long term it might actually be good for energy price, because that just means that, you know, Russia would have more control in terms of oil and stuff. Because I think Russia wanted to control the pipeline to Europe, because they've been trying to build it out, but it's very hard to build out the pipeline, because they have territories that they don't have control over, and they're just getting attacked apparently a lot. There's been tension in Ukraine for a decade. I don't think the Ukraine are as worried about this right now as the US is. Seems to me a lot. Interesting to see your perspectives. This is facts right here. The real major issue with supply chain right now is that we aren't getting supply from China. That's pretty true. I did check out some stuff in terms of like getting orders from Alibaba and things like that. China did shut down. It like when I checked like 2-3 weeks ago, it was about like almost a month and a half of delay. It would, but that's also because Chinese New Year was on the horizon as well, but also because they had locked down harder due to the Omicron variant. So there was no supply really coming out of China. It would have like some of the stuff it would have taken like end of March to come out. But supply chain is also because the previous backed up too. Yeah, I think it is going to be a power struggle, really. A lot of the wars that we see are usually just proxy wars. Do you think oil will hit $100 by summer? Hard to say, man. I mean, we could see a potential huge spike out if it really breaks out from here, but it's really hard to say, man. If we go really, really parabolic and we just completely break out over here, that would only make it more serious for the market to crash, because energy price is actually a component of the CPI, and if this gets really out of control, like up here, I don't think it'll get up there. I mean, maybe 108. If this really gets 108, oh man, it's gonna be really ugly for the market because historically, I'll show you something really scary, man. Historically, every time the energy price gets really, really out of control, right? 2008. This is 2008 over here. We have a little bit over here during COVID too. So this was 2018. There was also inflation issue in 2018 as well. And then 2020. So this actually comes from, so we're actually looking at this other trend line. So I was actually surprised the trend line broke out. So I started the trend line from here to here. Every time it hit the trend line, oil broke down and the market crashed with it. So same here. Every time oil hit that trend line, market crashed and broke down with it. Same here. Oil hit that trend line, right? This is the only time we actually broke out from that trend line. Surprisingly, we broke out from that death trend line. So this was March 2021. We broke out from that death of the trend line where every time we hit it, the market would crash. So, but aside from that, pretty much every time oil ran up like crazy, it was not good for the market. Same thing in the 1999 to 2000, oil ran up a lot, and it caused a disconnect in the market just because oil is so involved with like supply chain issues. Another time in 1990 when we went to war, so oil had a big move up. So a lot of people always think oil is gonna get really, really expensive when we go to war, but it's usually priced in pretty well. So over here, huge move. Let's see, we peaked at October 1990. Let's check that out. Let's check that date on SPY. October 1990. Oh, SPY doesn't go that far. Does the Dow Jones go that far? I think so. Dang, Dow Jones doesn't go that far either. What ticker goes far? What ticker goes back to the 1990s? SPX. Oh, this is the 1990s here. Oh yeah, the market crashed here too in 1990s when oil was up all-time highs. Hey, what's up, Mario? How you doing? Good afternoon, man. It's already $5 gas in California. Not sure why we're banning offshore drilling so we can be independent of oil. Costco membership for real, yo. Isn't NEM like a mineral company as well? Gold and silver or something like that? So I said it before. I think all the gold, silver mining companies are gonna have a fake run. But if the market crashes, I don't think anything's gonna be immune from the crash. So let's take a look at the market outlook from earlier this week that I posted. So earlier this week, on Monday, I posted the market outlook. I said potentially I was looking for that double bottom setup on SPY, right? Because last Friday we had the rejection over here, and I thought it was good. It was a good area to take profit, especially on the financial sector as well. Because financial sector was something I had long the week before. It was really bottom out of here, and we had a really good move. So that played out pretty good. Came back to the top here, so that was a great area to take profit in that range. SPY, came back, touched that double top here. Some of you guys were here earlier this week around like Wednesday and stuff. You know how we keep joking about how like potentially setting up a double bottom for that move. So that double top was actually a pretty good double bottom setup, setting up the middle of that pattern here. So ideally, would love to see us hit like maybe 427, 428s, or 430s range next week on SPY. I know that sounds really ugly too, but it's actually a good setup if we hit that area. That will also kind of coincide with like one of the other scenarios I posted a while back on January 24th here. When I said that, we had two scenarios. Scenario number one, 2018 drop, 20% down move from the top of SPY due to trade war and rising rates, right? Scenario number two was for, we had so much fear in the market that we saw and broke through all support level very fast until the Fed stepped in, flushed for 3 straight days, and got a relief rally to close position. So ideally, I think, so this was scenario number two was 2020. I think scenario number one is playing out pretty good here. So, we have like double bottom, so kind of like we have over here, right? And then we have this move down. So actually, no, this move would be this move right here. So let's see how that play out. So that's playing out pretty good. We have the little recovery back to the yellow line. So the yellow line is over here. I'm not sure how well you can see this. So over here, we had to drop below the yellow line, just like how we have over here, drop below the yellow line. The yellow line is up here, and then we had to move back to the yellow line for 1 point here, came back down, and then we had another move to the yellow line here, 1 point here, and we came back down. Except on this one, we didn't get the double bottom move. So how I thought we were going to bounce around 420, 430s, this time we didn't bounce. We had only a tiny bounce there. And instead we flush even more. So this was 260s, flush to 230s. Oh my gosh. So that would mean that instead of us thinking that we're gonna bounce, so let's take a look. Anybody doesn't want to see this bearish theory, please turn up. Please close your eyes. Please close your eyes. Anybody that don't want to see the market die, please close your eyes now. So in that scenario, right, where we had the drop, came back, touched the yellow line, which is the MOB line, touched the MOB line, came back down, touched the MOB line again, and then in that scenario, when it came back down to that bottom area that we thought would double bottom bounce, it didn't, and it actually broke through. So for us over here, the next MOB line is 382. Now, that's very far, man. 382 is very, very far from where we are right now. We're at 440s, yo. 382. Can you imagine us hitting 382 in a week or two from now? Woo! That's far, man. Actually, I actually don't hope. I actually wouldn't want us to hit there. Let me see. I feel like the next area we need to confirm with 382 is a little bit far. I think the next area we need to confirm would be 408. This would be an interesting area. 408. You think you're buying the dip, but what if that dip is just bigger dip, like in March crash? Remember this? Remember this March crash? Yo, I remember. Let me tell you guys, man. Let me tell you the craziest shit. I remember this March crash, right? We came down so hard. We bounced a little bit, and then we came down again, right? And I forgot why. I think I bought around here, like 270s. And I started a position at 270s. I thought it was good. I thought I had a really good buy. And then we started going, like we broke under that. We broke under 270s really quick. And I was like, oh shit. I was like, oh man. I don't know what to do. A lot of things I bought just die so hard. It went to like unforeseen levels, man. Like levels that just weren't even on the chart. And I got shook. And I remember I I actually like lost so much money that I got liquidated, right? So over here when we broke under this area here, oh my god. So the reason that the thing that a lot of people don't know is that when the market is dropping a lot like that, your exchange, your broker that's holding your positions, they they also increase your margins a lot. So let's say before, if you could, for every $1,000 you could buy $2,000, right? Let's say like currently for every $1,000 you can buy 2,000 to 4,000, right? But once the market drops like that, for every $1,000 you could buy only $1,000. So if you overexpose yourself, oh, you were done. You were done. If you overexpose yourself, you were done. So for me, when we hit here, my hedge was supposed to help me with the gold, but gold didn't everything died. Like nothing was immune to this crash. So I ended up getting liquidated across the board, and I had almost nothing left in my portfolio, man. It was so sad. It was such a saddening day. I was shaking out so hard. I actually didn't even buy back until like somewhere in April. Until we had like a true recovery somewhere in April. That's when I started buying back positions. Not really. I usually always use 2x. I mean, like the market condition you to use 2x margin so much that it's very hard not to. It's very not hard not to use 2x margins when the market has conditioned you to do that. But yeah, it'll be very interesting. Be very interesting if we come to this level. So we'll see. We'll see, man. What else did you guys wanted to look at today? I think we have some earnings today. Let's see how Under Armour did. Apparently it was not a good data for them. Under Armour's earnings per share was 14 cents, up from 12 cents year over year. Sales is 1.5 billion as opposed to 1.48. 16% increase compared to the same period last year. And 6% increase in sales compared to the same period last year's. Next quarter, they see about 2 to 3 cents. Sales growth guidance increased from in low single digits to mid single digits. Clap, clap, clap. BTBT, that's the Bitcoin company. UVXY. Hey man, don't try to troll me here. Watch Carl comes in and say, hey, you can't chart the VIX. So revenue is up 9%. So they're seeing some increases. Margins is good. Expense increase as well. Well, net income is still good, positive. Operating income is expected to reach 30 to 35. It's a little bit on the weaker side. A lot of restructuring apparently. They didn't talk much about supply chain issues, but the numbers wasn't too crazy. Revenue growth slowing down. The company is coming back to... The company is actually trading below the prices of 2020. Under Armour has been struggling, man. I remember in like what was it, 2017, it was already dying. One of my old boss, this freaking bozo guy, man, this guy Nick, he was such a big fan of Under Armour. He said he bought it at like $35 and he just kept buying on the way down. He said he's been loading up like all the way to like $20. Just kept buying all the way down. I wonder if this bozo is still buying. He's like, he thinks Under Armour is gonna overtake Nike someday. Let's see. I mean, I have Under Armour gear myself, but I don't think they're gonna overtake Nike though. That's like whole next level. I don't see anything for BTBT, buddy. You just want to see a chart on it, or what you want to do? It is at a double bottom. It's a crypto related company, but Bitcoin is kind of bearish, you know. UVXY, let's see. Well, Adidas is extremely hard to buy the stocks for. So yeah, UVXY is breaking out a little bit. It's having a strong move. Usually if you want to chart UVXY, you're going to have to chart VIX itself, which is VIX, the index. VIX itself, I actually looked at this yesterday as well. We were hitting MOB line. So it was setting up for a possible bounce yesterday, actually. And so it wasn't too surprising to see that huge move up today. I just thought that we would have gone a relief rally some point today, but I guess that didn't happen. I should have known better. If we were to get a relief rally, it would have happened by 12:30. That didn't happen. Should have known that we could have flooded. But VIX actually set up the double bottom as well on the shorter time frame. Let's see if we can pull it up for you guys. So look at that. Look at that VIX double bottom, baby. Ugh. Well, usually if there were a move to happen, it would have happened by lunchtime. That's what I meant. And for today, by lunchtime, we didn't really get any big move to the upside. So I should have known better that we weren't going to get the big move to the upside. That's what I meant. Because yesterday when we were looking at the VIX, VIX, it was looking like, you know, setting up that crooked double bottom, and it was ready to go. So it kind of went today. I still think we have more opportunities to go. It is just getting started on the daily, on the fast MACD. It's just getting started. Just got the buy signal. Pull it up on the ES, so you can see ES, you can see SPY, right? Seeing a lot of bearish diversions here. The fast MACD had already crossed over last week on the close. Then we had the fake out. You know how we joked about how like it's just MM's trying to trap us too. So, you know, we had that fake out. Looked like a trap here. So a lot of people were thinking bullish reversal, and they probably caught that trap getting calls while some of us was closing position, taking the opportunity to take profit. So now we're just having a strong move down. And this is kind of aligning it with it too. You can see the crossover. So we're actually getting a lot of confirmation to the downside here. Let's check out BTBT. Any news on BTBT? No news. So BTBT on the chart, technical wise, it does look good. You know, we have the double bottom. It looks sexy. It looks sexy. Didoosh, didoosh, right? Ideally, you would love to see this, but at the same time, BT, and let's pull in the weekly. Pull in the weekly. Oh, BT move kind of weird. Doesn't always move with Bitcoin a lot. But it dies with Bitcoin. It dies with Bitcoin. It doesn't move up with Bitcoin, but it sure likes to die with Bitcoin. I think they also did a few share offering as well. So these prices are pretty like fake, you know. The lows should be lower because they did share offering where they diluted the stock. But unless you think Bitcoin is going to see a huge rally, then it's hard to be bullish on BTBT. You know, Bitcoin could get a relief rally if if people see Bitcoin as gold, because typically gold, Bitcoin and gold does run pretty similar. So we could see a relief rally in Bitcoin to like maybe 43,000, with gold moving up, because people are kind of saying like gold is they're saying like Bitcoin is digital gold, right? So if people are getting scared of the war and they want to hedge with, aka digital gold, then we could see a rally in Bitcoin over the weekend. You know, maybe a fake rally before it really crashes back further. But even in the daily close, we saw the reversal here on Bitcoin. You know, we're seeing weakness because it looks like a breakout over here. We have the huge move here, but now we're seeing red candle on the bottom down. So it could be something like this, right? This one. So look at these two comparisons, seeing green move up, and then reversal confirmation to the downside. So there's been a lot of those. So watch out. Be very careful. I'm not too bullish on crypto right now, just because I know inflation is coming, interest rate is going to increase, and crypto is also, you know, in one way you can say is a digital gold. In the other direction, you can also make an argument that Bitcoin is a speculative asset. It's a speculative digital gold, right? So, in the other sense, that as a speculative asset, a lot of the speculative assets don't do very well when we are going into a recession. And I mean, as much as the Fed hates to admit it, dude, we're in a freaking recession, man. We're in a recession. I don't care what the Fed says. We're already in one. Just make the interest rate happen, man. Jeez. XOM took a look at it the other day. You know, we talked about it last Friday. Interest rate was, I mean, not interest rate. Dividend was being paid out this week, so we were looking. You know, it was a good area to sell. I think some other people were asking about USO as well. So oil is hitting all-time high. It's hitting this trend line, all-time high for the last few years. It's hitting all-time high on the trend line. So I'm kind of expecting to see a rejection, but if it doesn't, you know, I'll be a little bit surprised. If it does, then I think we could see a rejection across the board for XOM as well. Could potentially see XOM test like $65 if everything, you know, goes down with it. Like I said, if the market crashes, almost nothing is immune. Nothing is immune, man. So just be very, very careful. If you're not sure what to play, sometimes the best move is no move. Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's a really good point. What are some art companies to invest into? What do you mean by art company? Stealth recession. Stealth. There's actually a few sites that lets you invest into art and stuff collectively. Yo, would you guys believe me if I told you XOM is at all-time highs right now? Little Rock, you know what the all-time highs for XOM is? Huh? No, XOM. So all-time high is $104, right? See here, 2014, all-time high is $104. But what if I told you the price right now is actually all-time high? Would you believe me? You don't believe me? Let me show you. Okay, so this is actually something that a lot of people don't know. So there's something over here. It's called adjust data for dividend. Okay. So adjust data for dividend. Okay. So what that means is what adjusting the data for dividend means is that it subtracts the price that is paid out in dividend, right? Because when a company pays out the dividend, it is essentially taking the cash from the stock to pay out to the shareholders. And it's a way for them to distribute profits to shareholders, right? So throughout all this time, if you actually took the price that they gave out to shareholders, and you subtract that, to the price, or you add it to the price, in a sense, then the current price, once you adjust that data, the current price of XOM is actually at the highest level it's ever been, believe it or not. Look at that. See that even in 2014, it was adjusted. Adjusted price actually puts it at $73. So the price right now is actually the highest it's ever been at like, $80 or whatever is that. Yeah, $80. So it's an all-time high. And the craziest thing is, believe it or not, you can research this yourself. All you have to do is Google XOM investors relations, right? If you Google that and you look into XOM's investor relations page, and then you click on the annual report for 2020 or 2021, you will find out that actually, I pull up right here for you. I got you guys. XOM net income, right? So income after taxes, expenses, and everything, right? Got you, boys. So keep in mind, okay? Keep in mind, we said that XOM is at all-time high, all right? But at the same time, they also lost a buttload of money in 2020. Look at this data. Negative $22 million net loss. Because of this, because Russia had essentially destroyed the oil economy, and caused like a mega crash in like April of 2020, and because it was a weird supply chain issue where where nobody was using oil, right? Because oil is based on economic activities. So, since everybody in the world shut down, nobody was using oil. So we can essentially only store, X amount of oil. And we got to the point where we maxed out storage of oil. And then Russia apparently was going to war, price war, like oil war with Saudi Arabia. And both of those guys apparently say, yo, I hate you. And they were just like beefing each other, like fake beef though, just fake beef. They were fake beefing each other, and they were both dropping the price of oil while at the same time pumping oil out like crazy. So they pumped out so much oil that like there was like excessive oil throughout the whole world, right? It got so excessive that there was literally ships all over US. Like there was literally oil ships surrounding US that couldn't unload. That it got to the point where we had too much oil that every single oil company didn't know what to do with it, that they literally had to pay people they had to literally pay people $3,600 just to take a barrel of oil. I remember this because one of my friends called me up and he was like, yo, we can buy oil for like $100 a barrel, and it's usually like, like right now is like 95, like 9,500, right, or something like that. But he was like, yo, we can literally buy it for like dirt cheap right now. This is like the only time ever in my life. You wanna send me $100,000 to do it? I'm like, what? You want me to send you $100,000 in one day just to do this? Like, I need time to make this decision, But they did it in such a sneaky way that it ended up killing every single oil company in the US. So pretty much all the smaller companies that was pumping oil, they got screwed, man. They got screwed. And it's not something where you can just like, oh, let me stop the pump right now. It's a very complicated process where if you stop the pump, it takes time and things like that too. So it's a whole crazy thing. But did that mind blow you guys? Did I blow your minds a little bit with XOM? Doesn't this company seem overpriced now? Are you still extremely bullish, Mario? Are you still extremely bullish? And you can look up all this data too, just Google and things like that. Everything is up there. You're still bullish? You're still bullish on oil? Oh my gosh. Crazy, this guy. You guys are crazy, man. You guys are crazy. But I'm not saying this is the biggest opportunity to short, but I just wouldn't long at all. I mean, I did short some oil. I did take shorts on oil, but I wouldn't advise you guys to go like, oh, 007 said oil is a scam. Let's all in my port on it, dude, and buy next week's. No, don't do that though. Just because we know it's a scam doesn't mean that the market will give us the opportunity, right? So just be a little bit mindful of that. I mean, definitely take some shots at it, but don't go all in. Don't go all in. Anything else you guys wanted to see? What's up, G-Man? Thanks for subbing the other day, bro. Appreciate that. Let's see what Rega said. Russia has nothing to gain from invading. It'll be lose-lose, Putin said himself. Call me crazy, but I feel like so I was reading a bunch of stuff, and they said that Russia was looking to invade so they can take control of the whole territory, so they can put their military might and everything there to secure the building of their pipeline, right? And then some people are saying that apparently Ukraine is like the ghettos. I could be wrong. I have no clue. I have no experience in that territory. I've never been to the area. I don't really know much about the area, except from what people say. And a lot of time what things people say are I don't know how reliable it is, right? But from what I heard, they said that the republic or like the government doesn't have a good control of things, and that a lot of it is just like it's just wild. Kind of like how like some of the countries in the Africa continent are wild, like things are like out of control, corrupted, and all that stuff. And I mean, and it's not to say like Russia isn't corrupted as well, but apparently like some people are saying, oh, it might be good to have like that kind of control. Ukraine women are gorgeous. Are they? Let's find out. I don't know. Let's see. What's a Ukraine woman like? They are all gorgeous, right? Dang, they can mess me up. That's a serious military right there. That's true. You're not wrong, sir. You are not wrong. They are gorgeous. What's your opinion on semiconductor stocks? Ooh, that's a good question, man. That's a very good question. I was actually looking at the trade today. So before this double chart, I was actually comparing the trade between because I know next week we have Nvidia's earning coming up, and I was thinking about setting some place for it. I should have set it up earlier, honestly. I should have set it up earlier, but I missed the opportunity to really alert it to the guys. But I wanted to set up a strangle for the semiconductor industry because before the VIX ran up, a strangle is really, really cheap for the semiconductor industry. So I was looking at XOXL as opposed to like Nvidia, right? So this was what I was looking at. Show you what I mean. So we're on the daily chart. Oh no, this one's on the weekly. So on the daily chart, right? So I was looking to see how much confluence it has and how relatable it was for Nvidia against the sector, right? So SOXL is the directional semiconductor bull 3x, right? So you would buy shares of this company if you were extremely bullish on semiconductors. So looking at Nvidia, you can see like when Nvidia ran up like over here, this obviously ran up a lot, right? And then when Nvidia kind of crashed over here, right? This crashed a little bit. Then when Nvidia crashed over here pretty hard, this also crashed pretty hard, right? So we can establish that it's pretty similar in terms of movement. And the reason I look at this is because obviously to make a play for Nvidia, it's hella expensive, bro. It's hella expensive. Nvidia premium is always stacked so darn high, and especially since they have earnings next week, their premiums are like 200-300%, man. Jesus, let me see. Yeah, so IV implied volatility is like 99%. That's pretty high. I think it might even be higher than that, honestly. So because it's so high, like to play in the money play costs like 1,200, right? That's a lot of money. That's too much, man. But if we were to play XOXL in the money for next week, it's like only 360. It's way cheaper in that sense. Implied volatility they go up a lot now because of the market moving. So I was thinking when we're up here, when we're at $47, I was thinking of taking a bearish position back to I think it was actually 45 if I remember correctly. I was thinking of taking a bearish position back to over here, which was like 37. So I was gonna take like a 35 and like a 55 move. So if Nvidia had a really good beat, we could have claimed all-time highs. Would have came up here, right? could have came up to 60 plus. And then if Nvidia didn't beat and it started to collapse and the whole market collapsed with it, then this would find new lows. It would come down to like sub 20s over here. It would come down to like 27s. So I was contemplating about playing like a 45. Well, actually no, it was already at 45. So I was thinking about playing like a 40 50s. Thinking about playing the 50s on the long side, and then the put side, I was gonna play $40. That was when it was at 45 today. Now it's at 39. So it's already moved a lot. It would have been something like this. It was so cheap today, man. Holy smokes. When I was looking at this play, it was so darn cheap. Jesus. It's way too expensive now. It doesn't make sense anymore. But I mean, it could still work out because, like, let's say $5 move on both sides. If Nvidia makes a big move and this comes back to like 65s on the bullish side or sub 30s, right? Then this could still pay out, because if we go to sub 30s, maybe a smaller time frame. Say if we go to sub 30s next week, it would cost about $3.95 for both of them. Sub 30s would pay out 630s. And then if we go to 50s, it would pay out even more. So the higher it goes, the more it would pay. But these were less than $100 today at one point. Mad cheap. But yeah, I think semiconductors will look really interesting next week. But a lot of semiconductors are very, very bearish. So I'll show you what I mean by bearish. So we have Nvidia, right? Nvidia hit the MOB line over here, got the rejection, looks like it's coming back down. RSI crossing over to the downside as well. Same thing with AMD. Very, very bearish. Moved back up, tested the MOB line, rejected from the MOB line, coming back down as well. So also very bearish, very, very bearish. Ideally looking for potential move back to $100. MACD RSI coming crossover and coming back down as well. I mean, could look across the board. A lot of the semiconductors are very bearish. XLNX coming down to some crazy levels. TSM not so bad, actually, not so bad. Could come down a little bit more. 116 was a solid support for a while. I don't know if it will hold this time. Who knows, man. Qualcomm already came down pretty hard, almost coming back to this 160 range over here. Area of previous gapped up. Jeez. A lot of things are looking ugly. I'm scared. I think even MU probably. What's up with MU? Why is it so strong? Nah, actually it's not strong. It got beat up. Lost all the gains. MU had the double top? Like the market could potentially hit 84s? No way, right? Well, MU had this inverse head and shoulder. It was looking really good. Why was MU so bullish today? The last 2 days. Does anybody know? It's just like a pump and dump. This is bad news. January 26th. No real news on MU, except from like Wall Street bets. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope that helps, guys. Come back. We'll be back Monday to look at more stuff. See if we can find some opportunities. We have some crazy earnings. As always, we'll probably post an update on Monday morning as to direction of where the market is going. So you can find that on my Twitter. You can find that on find that on Twitter over here for updates. So I hope that helps, guys. Have a great weekend. Enjoy your Valentine's Day dates and stuff like that. And take care. I gotta run. I appreciate you guys for stopping by and hanging out, man.